So we reached here in the last video. If we see the face from the front, edge to edge, it's matching the lips and the nose and the eyes, at least from the one side. And but I still see a little bit scope of improvement. We can match it more. This is the one way of doing it. There is another way of doing it, a bit harder way. But the photo was clicked in the perspective camera, a physical camera, which has a lens of 55 mm, 75 mm, maybe 90. But we are using an orthographic camera which doesn't have any lens. For example, I'll show you. This is our orthographic camera, and I'll switch it to 2 view just to show the difference. Can we see the difference? The face look more broad. Let's increase the focal length. Still, looks a little similar, but you can see how the neck is reacting, how the depth of the face is coming out. Okay, so let's see the entire face with a perspective camera. How do we set it? From here we need two things. One is the perspective camera setup, another is the 2D zoom in. Once we set up the camera, then we need to zoom in. For orthographic view, we can just normally zoom in and it doesn't change. But for perspective, if I zoom in, you will see the difference. There is a difference, right? We can't zoom it in the perspective because the reference will be also moving. We will see once we get there. Let's start setting up the camera. First we wanna hide the references and selected create camera. The camera is there. Let's switch into and this will be our new front. Let's say front. And let's take the focal length somewhere 55 to 75, 55 to 90 somewhere. I'll start with 55. If you see the camera, there are some X rotation, but we're going to avoid Y and Z rotation at all. And after that, we'll use this. This is save frame, resolution gate and gate mask. And next is field chart. So this is our center line. We need to put the nose right into the center. Now we're going to import an image. So now we are importing image from a perspective camera. Image plane, import image. All the files are in the files directory via ref. There it is. Now we are facing another problem. The model is not in the center. That's okay. We can still tweak the image plane. Select the camera and then we can select the image plane. Is it 1? Is it 2? No, none of them. Let's delete this one. And we just delete the older images and we can't see the latest image planes. No need to panic, this happens. Let's select the camera. And in the attribute, there it is, the image plane 3. Once we select the image plane 3, but it's still not showing here. So we need to go to the hypershade now. Okay, I turn on the status line. There it is, hypershade, display hypershade window. Once we click it, there is a section for camera. In the camera section, you can select the image plane. Once we select it, we've got all the attributes. Okay. So what we need to do, we need to increase first the depth. Now it's going back just to show you how it looks like. So if I see it from the perspective, if I move this, the image plane will move along with. This is also said perspective camera matching. In the studio, in the production house, we have to do it a lot. Okay, now we need to take the image in the center. So once we select the image plane, we lost the selection, and even by selecting from here not working, but yeah, we selected it. So now here in the image plane we have an offset X and offset Y. If I select offset X and use middle mouse, it's way too fast. Let's press F4 and let's put the value slowly. 0.1, 0.2. I can see it's happening. Okay, if I just zoom in, the image won't gonna zoom in. So we have to settle the face somewhere in between. Okay. Now we need to zoom in a little bit. So let's use control space and expert mode. Let's say we don't need this. Okay, the eye is matching, the lip is not, so we need to zoom out. The lips is matching, eye not, we need to zoom out. Now the lip and eye is almost matching. So here we got, now we can see the face overall needs to be a little thicker. The face, eye and the nose matches. So this is from our 55 mm lens. Okay, we still don't know. Let's increase the focal length and let's say 75. This is all a wild guess. Okay, we need to guess. If we are way too far from the reference, then we need to use a higher focal length. And from the front and the side, we already remember it wasn't perfectly matching. Okay, so we have set up our front. Okay, it's still too far, too close. I'll just increase the depth a little bit, but it's not gonna change our camera. Okay, so one thing is here important. What is that is we can't zoom in, zoom out. See, if we zoom in, zoom out, we're going to lose our setup. So we need to lock our camera. Okay, so we're going to have a problem, which is we won't be able to zoom in and zoom out. We're going to cover that in the next video, how to 2D zoom. It will be a short session. Let's set up the next camera. I'll just duplicate my camera, Control D. I'll just name it new side, and I'll just unlock new side. Press W and manually place it from the side. There will be a lot of number. All we need 90 degree. Why? Let's scale it a little just to understand. Our camera need to see this from this side. We'll jump to the new side. This is how it should look. And considering this the center part, the loop are aligning here. And we're going to again import our image plane. Okay. We might need to adjust the image plane again. Offset X minus 0.1, minus 0.2, minus 0.4, minus 0.35. It's there. Then we going to set up the face. First we will try to match the lips and the nose by zooming in and moving the asset. The focal length is 75. It's just because the 55 was way too off what we have made. So I decided to go with, okay, if I take this loop B. Yeah, this should be somewhere here. You need to make sure we are only matching eyes and the lips. The forehead had a different story. Okay, it's matching pretty much. Ear is almost at the place, but it looks a little bigger from perspective. Jawline is almost matching, foreline, head, the nose is matching. And if I jump to the front camera, not the orthographical front, the new front. So we can see here we have a little bit of work. We will lock the camera. Make sure to lock your camera or else you're gonna change it. So this is how you set up perspective cameras, or different from the typical classic cameras. We can keep it 100 once we scaled it, but this is what works perfect. Okay, we have a little bit of difference in the jawline. We'll just fix it right away after learning how to do 2D zoom.